Hello students. Today we are going to discuss about the Unit 2 first topic regarding catalog and indexing. So what is meant by catalog or what is meant by indexing? Generally when we talk about the catalog, what we will do? If you went to a restaurant, first you will check what are the items available in that particular restaurant, then you will select accordingly. So that is called as generally catalog, that is a general term. So how catalog is related to our subject, that is information retrieval system, and second one is indexing. So indexing is a basic element which is more useful in the retrieval system. So whenever we are talking about any keyword search, so all these words can be indexed in the index. Like whenever the search engine is going to check that element, it will first verify in the index and it will start identifying according to the catalog. So the first point in the catalog and indexing, we have to remember that first we have to transform the data received from the item into basic data structure. Suppose our data may be of multimedia data. Okay, it may be audio or it may be video or it may be other images. So that have to be converted into simplified data structure, then it have to be indexed. So before catalog and indexing, we should remember that the data have to be transformed into data structure which can be indexed, and this process is called as indexing. Means conversion of data in multiple type of data into one single structure is called indexing. So this process can be either manual or automatic. So in the manual you have to search each and every word, then you have to go for the indexing, or you can use the automatic tools. Second type of indexing is you have to create a direct search in the document or a database, or you can go for the indexing or indirect search if you take hash map or hash tables. So these comes under the category called indirect search through index files. Now next, third one is your concept based representation. So instead of transforming multimedia data into one particular structure, what we will do is we'll take the direct data in some other format and the input will be transformed into representation of the concept. Okay, for example, so I am doing the data analysis part. So what I'll do, I am talking about one small image. So that particular image is your concept. Or if I talk about any other stock exchange, in that related I'll take the stock name and that will be your concept. So overall what you have to remember, first one is the indexing process can be manual or automatic. Second one, you can go for the direct search or indirect search. Third one is concept based representation instead of transforming the complete data into single data structure. So what is the basic history? So coming to the history part, first we used to have manual. Okay, previously like when you want to search some document, you remember in your school days you should have a telephone directory. So where you will have all the contact numbers in an or alphabetical order. Suppose if I want to search any name, I have to go to that particular letter and open that page and after you get the contact number. So that was the oldest one and that was on manual. Next we have gone for the automatic process systems. So second one, indexing originally was called as cataloging. Now we have differentiated, but previously indexing is similar to the catalog. So how we have the directions, like if you go for the hotel, how the desserts will be catalogued or how the starters will be catalogued, indexing was originally done like that. And this is very important in order to get the contents from your database. So the retrieval of this particular thing completely depends on the indexing. And there may be a overlap between the items. So suppose if I am indexing the same element to the same page or same data structure, this overlapping will be there. So this overlapping have to be removed using different indexing methods called public indexing and private indexing. So in the public indexing, everyone can access that particular element or data structure, but in the private indexing, only the authorized person can use that indexing of files. So what are the basic objectives? So whenever we are learning one topic, first we have to know the objective of that particular element or a data, whatever it may be. So first objective is, in order to get the complete element, you are retrieving some data related to any concept or any element. So that have to be processed over the both the public and private indexing of files. So it should not say that I am checking only the private, I will not touch the public elements. So both it have to be done. So otherwise you will not get the complete data. There will be redundancy in the retrieval system. And users also may use public or private indexing files. So if I give access to other persons, they can use the public private index files. They can also use the search by private indexing files or terminologies. So next one is main goal of our IRS. What is information retrieval system? Your search should be finding the relevant information. If I am searching for a transportation of a using bus, it should not give the data related to your private cars or any other transportation devices. Or if you are talking about data like dog or cat, it should not give about other animals. So that is a main agenda and main objective of your retrieval system. So users can also, same as I said, we can use public files or private indexing files depending on your requirement. So next one is it will have some constraints in the search space of private, but there will be no constraints in the public index files, because private index files may contain the confidential information or private information. So we will have some constraints. So those constraints have to be obeyed in order to retrieve the data from the private index files. And the main objective of these concepts is to facilitate the user to find relevant information. So please remember, whatever the algorithms you are writing or whatever the technology you are using, end of the day it should give the relevant information. Irrelevant information should not be retrieved using these particular systems. So if you see the diagram, this is your complete, so this is your complete picture of your data. Okay, so in this you'll have the document files. So whatever the files you are getting from the outsourcing, so here these document files have been divided into public index file and you'll have the private index file. So what you'll do, all the documentation file, whatever the multimedia data you are getting. So I'm not telling only text data or any other data you are getting. So complete multimedia data will be documented in a document file, and this will be divided into two halves, where you call it as public index file, private index file. So when I'm going to search a key element, suppose in your search engine, okay, so in the Google, if you are typing IRS, okay, it may give any elements. So first what it will do, it will redirect it to your public index file. If public index file is having relevant data, it will capture here. So here the relevant data will be mentioned. Then it will also go for the private index files, because the data should be relevant and data should be non-redundant. Okay, so please, if data is reflected in both the places, then it will be redundant data. So we have to remove that. So overall, please remember, you'll have the two parts. You'll have the public index and you'll have the private index. So in order to access public indexing, so you will not have any constraints. So if you want to go for the private, you have to follow some constraints. Okay, so these are the objectives of indexing and cataloging. So overall, the conclusion is, we'll have two types of the indexing types, and whole document file will be divided into your public and private indexing, and there may be the intersection between all these data, because there may be redundancy. Only the thing is, you have to concentrate on 2 points. One is relevant data, another is non-redundant data.